Hi, I'm Sarah, founder of Lucky Locks, and I am here to teach you how to install those shiny new hair sparkles that you just bought. The method that I'm going to be teaching you today is called the hand-tied method, and there are some pros and cons to this method as opposed to our Lucky Locks method, which I will not be teaching you because it involves a tool and it's a little bit more complex, and I would hate for you guys to get frustrated and waste product trying to learn, even though I did throw a few extra bonus sparkles in your package just so that you know you have some room for error, because you might have a hard time with this one too, but it's a little bit more simple. So pros and cons of the hand-tied method are it's a pretty popular method, so you can probably find somebody else to explain this to you on the internet if this one doesn't work for you. Another pro is that it's pretty easy to do both on yourself and on others. It involves some knots that all of us are very familiar with, the slip knot and the square knot. The square knot is what you use to tie your shoes, if you didn't know. The cons are that it doesn't last as long as the method that we use. People who use hair tinsel claim that the hand-tied method has the sparkles lasting in their hair for anywhere from like a week to a few weeks. You are using our silk-based product, which is a lot lighter and holds on to knots a lot better, so maybe you'll get lucky enough to keep the sparkles for a little bit longer. The other and last con of this method is that they're attached to multiple hairs as opposed to one. And so you're gonna have to be mindful of brushing your hair after you get your sparkles in your hair. So do not brush around that knot, because your brush is gonna ultimately get stuck on that loop and either slide the sparkle out or rip it out. So anyways, those are all the things that you need to know before I give you the step-by-step instructions. So here we go. So this is Lucky Lucy. She's here to help us today. And I want to take into consideration where she parts her hair, because it is my preference not to tie the sparkles right on the surface. You'll see a lot of people that do that, but I think it looks tacky. You don't want to be able to see the knot. And if you tie it really well, your sparkle lasts a long time. It's going to be growing out and you don't want to have to see the knot that's, halfway down the hair. So ask client where they part their hair. If she typically parts her hair down the middle like this, I would take maybe like an inch over and then part just so that when she flips her hair back over, you won't be able to see that knot. The only other tool other than my hands and the sparkles that I have is a clip. So you can grab a clip or a bobby pin. You don't necessarily have to have it, but it does help. So I'm gonna pull the hair over here a little bit and use this clip to hold the hair over. And actually, well, I will for a second, but I'm actually gonna use that to hold a knot down. So yeah, maybe you wanna buy or grab two clips or bobby pins. Okay, so the next step is you're gonna grab your strand of hair sparkle, just one, and you're gonna create a loop by just pinching a few inches down from the top. See, loop. Stick your dominant hand through the loop, grab those two tails and pull through, and then stick your dominant hand again through the loop that you just created. So you've got the slip knot around your fingers, you see? All right, so when you select the area of hair that you're going to put the sparkle in, again, make sure it's not right on the surface and grab 3 to 5 hairs. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'm probably gonna grab a few more just so that you can actually see what I'm doing. So with my dominant hand, I've got it through the slip knot, and I'm gonna pull that chunk of hair through, and then I'm gonna slide this slip knot all the way down to the root. So if you pull up, it's just gonna slip up, because that's what slip knots do. It's not a secure knot yet. To keep it from slipping, you're gonna pull horizontally versus vertically. So I'm gonna put my finger right there on the knot just to hold it in place. And if you don't have somebody to help you and stick their finger on top of that knot, you can take your little clip and put it right on top of there temporarily. So you you've got the chunk of hair and you've got the two tails of your sparkles here, right? So you're just gonna do a square knot and you're gonna tie those two ends together like you would your shoes, right? And then pull out that just so that you can tie the knot as close to the roots as possible. So again, you've got your two tails over here and you've got your selected hairs over here. Try to keep the other hairs out of the way. And when you do that knot, it's still gonna be sliding around. So you're gonna wanna put a finger there again for your clip. Okay, so now instead of taking the hair and the sparkles, you're gonna drop one of the sparkle tails and then you're gonna use one sparkle and you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna tie a square knot with one side of the sparkle and the hair. Slip that out, pull it tight, and getting close to that knot and pull, just do a little bouncy pull. Otherwise you might snap the sparkle or stretch it out. So anyways, that's pretty secure now. You're not gonna really need a finger or the clip again. So I just tied using that end, and now I wanna use the other tail, the sparkle. So this is what, the third knot. So tying it with those hairs and the sparkle. And then you take both ends of, I dropped the hairs, you take both ends of the sparkle and tie those guys together. So you've got 4 total knots. And oh yeah, this is another con, is that it's just gonna be a tiny bit bulkier than the one knot that we do with Lucky Locks, but it's okay, because you're gonna be hiding it. So anyways, that is your final step, minus trimming it. So as you will see, you'll have the knot up here and you'll have 2 strands from the one, basically. And then you're just gonna wanna trim it at the ends there. And typically I don't trim it right at the ends of the hair. I like to make it a little bit shorter just to blend it. So there you have it. And I'm gonna show you now how I do it on myself. Now I'm going to do the hand-tied method on myself, which is going to be a little bit harder to do. The first step that you want to do is select where you're going to put your sparkle. And because I part my hair on this side, I'm going to, naturally I do anyways, I'm going to pull my hair over on this side just so that I can flip it back over and hide that knot. Then grab your sparkle, the color of your choice, match the ends, fold it in half, match the ends. With your non-dominant hand, pinch about 3 inches down, 2 inches down, take your dominant hand, stick your pincher fingers through the loop, grab the tails, pull it through, that creates your slip knot. Stick your pincher fingers through that slip knot loop that you just created, so you see it sliding around. And then you take those pinchers and select no more than 5 hairs if you can from the area that you want to put your sparkle in. I am going to grab a little bit more hairs just so that you guys can actually see what I'm doing in this video. So grab those hairs, pull it through the loop, and the slip knot again will slide if you pull up. But if you pull horizontally, it will slide right down to the root. So if you have somebody to help you, again, have them put their finger here, or if you have a clip, put the clip on top of the knot just to keep it in place temporarily. And then grab that chunk of hair that you chose and tie your first of the 4 knots. All of the rest of these knots are going to be square knots like you tie your shoes. So the 2 tails of the sparkle are here, the chunk of the hair is here. Knot. Slide that clip out. Tighten it down. And this first knot, even after the slip knot, it's still gonna slide if you pull up. So keep pulling horizontally and put your finger on that knot again. this second knot is gonna make it secure, so you're not gonna need this little clip anymore after this. So we just did the hair and the two ends of the sparkles. Now we're gonna drop one end of the sparkle and tie a knot with the chunk of hairs with the one sparkle end. Pull your clip out. And it's really important to keep this clean and not pull any other hairs into this situation, but it's really hard for me to see on this camera what I am doing, so it's gonna look probably a little bit messy. If I were sitting in front of a mirror, it would be a lot better. So anyways, we did one side of the sparkle. Now we're gonna do the other side of the sparkle with the hairs. And when you pull your knots tight, get in really close on either side of the knot so that you don't stretch or snap the sparkle, because our sparkles are really delicate. They're strong, they last a long time. You can put them through chemical treatments, bleaching, dyeing, heat treatments, whatever, but they do stretch and they do snap because they're also delicate somehow. So anyways, just pull that tight, and then the last step is to take the two ends of the sparkles and tie another square knot. You get the point. So the last step is to just trim the sparkle a little bit shorter than your hair, and voila, you're sparkly. Good luck. Let me know if you need any assistance beyond what I have already shared with you.